Welcome to the House Edge Sports Network, the pulse of youth sports.
What's up, everybody? Tyler McLaren from the HESN podcast here with you guys. Episode number 1. This is a football show. We are going to be talking football on this show, but HESN podcast is not just about football. The HESN podcast is going to be about all the sports that we work with, whether it be basketball, hockey, football, baseball, volleyball, lacrosse, track and field, whatever sports we end up working with, this is the spot we're going to be talking about it. It's the HESN podcast. I'm Tyler McLaren, and we are glad to be bringing it to you guys. On our first episode, we were thinking about who we could talk to that would make the most sense. If we're going to be doing a podcast about all the different types of sports, and if we're going to be doing a podcast that's going to try to encapsulate the pulse of youth sports in our city, which is Ottawa, what better person to talk to than the head honcho himself, Jesse Card. Him and I started this company 6 years ago, and we've been working hard ever since to try to make this something really special. But at the end of the day, Jesse is the guy behind it. He is the man. He's the magic man. He's the guy that really is the heart and soul. He's the driving force of HESN. We all know what I bring to the table. I'm the loudmouth. I got the ideas, but at the end of the day, Jesse's the heart and soul, and he's the engine that moves this thing forward. So really excited to be talking with Jesse Card today on the podcast. He's going to detail to us a little bit about what HESN has evolved into. We started as NCAFA.tv, now we're HESN. He's going to talk a little bit about what we're doing for athletes and how we can help different athletes through different sports achieve their dreams and goals through sports. But before we get to the interview with Jesse, we got to take care of a little bit of housekeeping. We want to let everybody know about some of the great partners that we work with. We're going to start with Elite Performance Academy. Pat and Donnie are the two premier trainers in the city for not just youth, but athletes that want to take their game to the next level. They have CFL experience, they have NFL experience, they are unbelievable trainers, they have excellent ideas, they have excellent execution, they have a great facility. What I've seen them do to some of the athletes over the last few years that we've been working with them is nothing short of sensational. They have taken good athletes and made them great, and they've taken great athletes and made them elite, and that is exactly what they're trying to do. Whether you play basketball, whether you play hockey, football, doesn't matter what sport you play, if you let Pat and Donnie get their fangs in you, you will become a better athlete, you will become a better person, and you will have a better chance of becoming successful at whatever sport it is that you compete in. So I want everybody to understand that EPA works with HESN. They've been a huge supporter of what we're doing, and we hope that we can help them get more clients and make you guys be great supporters of what they do. So if you want to find out more about what EPA is doing, you can go to their website, eliteperformanceacademy.ca. You can also go to the HESN YouTube channel, check out all their videos that we have on there. There's hyperlinks on the videos, and in the details of the video is the link to their website. Check out what they're doing. Elite Performance Academy is the premier training facility in Ottawa. One of the other sponsors that we have and one of the other supporters that we have on board this year is Capital QBs. Ron Raymond is one of the most experienced quarterback gurus in the city of Ottawa. He's been working in the city for over 25 years, coaching football for over 25 years, and in Ottawa for as long as I can remember. He has an unbelievable training program that he works with quarterbacks and other position players specific to really hone their skills to become great at what they do. You can go to capitalqbs.com, check out when their next training program is, check out what they got going on. I can promise you that if you work with Ron Raymond and his team, you will become better at the position that you play. It's called Capital QB, so obviously we're really trying to focus on quarterbacks, but receivers and many other positions can work with them, and he will have somebody on staff that will help you become a better athlete and a better football player. So that is capitalqbs.com. That's Ron Raymond, an excellent man and an excellent coach, and he'll do wonders for you as an athlete and as a person. Now, like I mentioned before, we're going to be talking to Jesse Card very shortly, but I just wanted to let everybody know this is episode 1 of the HESN podcast. We are super, super excited to be back with you guys. We're really excited to be bringing you something that hopefully you've been missing, and NCAFA season's just around the corner. OVFL season is just about to wrap up with the championship weekend happening this upcoming weekend. 2 Myers teams at the JV and the Bantam level are going to be representing the city of Ottawa at the OVFL championships. It's been a great summer with working with the Cumberland Panthers again for the 4th year in a row, and we are just really excited to be back with NCAFA, back with OVFL, really trying to help these football athletes get the recognition they so rightfully deserve, and really try to help them achieve their dreams and their goals through sports. And that's what HESN is all about. We are here for the athletes, we are here for the families, and we are here for the teams and the coaches and the parents and everybody that's involved with the sports that we all love. Without further ado, I present to you my interview with President and CEO of HESN, Jesse Card. I am glad to be joined by the President, Founder, CEO of HESN, this is the HESN Sports Network, Jesse Card. Jesse Card, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Hey, thanks, Tyler. Thanks for having me on, and looking forward to kind of getting this podcast and football show happening again.
Yeah, we usually, the way that we've always done it in the past is we would sit down together and we would sort of do it, both of us together. But the way that we're doing the podcast now is we're trying to make it sort of more inclusive for all sports, more inclusive for all athletes, and we don't want to focus specifically just on the one league, NCAFA, that we've been working with the last few years. We really want to open it up for everybody, and I'm really glad that you were able to take the time, sit down with us, and sort of explain to all the viewers a little bit about the evolution of House Edge Media, of NCAFA.tv into HESN.
Yeah, happy to talk about it. It's been quite the journey for all of us that have kind of been involved, and the clients as well. But I like where we're at right now, because like you mentioned, you had a great point there when you said more inclusive, because we've sat down and thought about things, and we're, like football players, you're always trying to get better and look at what you're doing and make adjustments, and we're doing that with the business the same way. And what we found too is that really when it comes to providing exposure and opportunities and some direction to young athletes, it's all about who you know, and it's all about the right connection and maybe the right person giving that person the right advice. So it's not, I'm not going to say that my experience is and what advice I would give every athlete is going to be perfect for every unique athlete. It might be somebody from Elite Performance Academy like Pat or Donnie that have had a similar experience, or maybe just more experience at the position of the player, and they'll give them the right piece of advice. So what we found is that what we want to do is blow this thing up. We want to get tons of subscribers. We want to get coaches and athletes watching our content, and watching content from other athletes in the area too, and kind of giving them their support. Because like I said before, it's just one connection away from changing the rest of your life. And that's kind of what we've decided to move forward with.
Now, talk to us a little bit about the specific evolution, because when we first started this thing, this was football. We were all in for football. We really only wanted to do football, but as we started to look at all the sports, we realized a couple things. We realized that so many different sports bring so many different things to the table. Some sports do some things really well, while they don't do other things well at all. Some sports struggle, and NCAFA.tv to HESN. Explain to the people a little bit about the evolution from NCAFA.tv to the House Edge Sports Network.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, at first we were all about football and in Ottawa, and that started kind of our direction where we branded ourselves as NCAFA.tv. We had We had a website set up where all the games that we would cover would be under the NCAFA TV brand, and they would go up on that website. But what we found is that over time, we realized that YouTube really are kind of the most evolved innovators in the video space. And I mean, they provide so many tools that you can grow your audience and do so many different things. So we really kind of looked at it as a no-brainer that what we need to do is become YouTube experts and develop that platform as opposed to develop our own. And so far it's great. I mean, we really only started the channel maybe what would you say, last January, I think, in and around there, and without really promoting the fact that we're trying to gain subscribers, we're at 490, which is, about 10 away from a major YouTube benchmark at 500. So I think this new approach is just going to allow more people to see and get used to the type of athletes and amazing play that's happening around this area, which is Ottawa, and we're going to be able to give some great more exposure and opportunities for some of the kids in this area. The other really cool thing that we've been able to do by kind of bridging over to other sports is that, as you know, we had a great partnership form about a year ago with the Elite Performance Academy, which are training people of all sports in their facility in Canada. They're football guys too, but I mean, the amount of training and the dedication that's necessary and commonly seen with football players, that works well for any sport. So it's kind of the same thing where we're mirroring it. They're coming from the trainer side, where they're taking a lot of the skills that they've learned from football and training football individuals, and then bringing that over to soccer, basketball, or football, or hockey, and really instilling that type of professional mindset in all those athletes. So we're kind of doing the same thing. The one thing, Tyler, that I have to tell you that I'm really, really stoked about is Elite Performance Academy are actually now running electronic testing combines, which are kind of the premier technology company that's providing the testing equipment. They're out of Toronto. They do the OHL. They do the CFL. And now EPA is an official tester with them. And what we've talked about doing, and what we will be doing this fall starting, is running combines for several sports, and we can actually put a common athletic testing involved in all those, whether we're testing soccer or football or basketball, and we can actually we can kind of compare and rank athletes between sports. So it'd be kind of neat to be the ambassador of football going up against, a top ambassador at your age in hockey, and kind of seeing who are some of the most naturally gifted athletes.
Yeah, I think that combining like-minded athletes, whether they play the same sports or not, and making sure the parents can connect and the families can support each other. A lot of these kids go to school together. A lot of these kids know each other from the neighborhood. It's just a great opportunity to try to get more kids together, recognize that there's people playing multiple different sports that are all really trying to achieve their dreams and their goals, which don't always mean being a professional athlete. A lot of these people just want to, some of them might be pro, some of them might want to become university or college athletes. Some of these kids maybe just want to play football, junior football, or maybe just play some junior B hockey, or maybe play some soccer that's like men's league. There's so many opportunities for sports to enhance your life that we really felt, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but I mean, if we could get these people thinking together, think about the power of all of them working together.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it can be a powerful thing, like you said, if people are working together. And I mean, you have so few opportunities to work as a team during your season, but as we all know, like the way that sports is going and how competitive things are happening and how driven these kids are, they're looking for more opportunities, behind the scenes to elevate not only their marketing and their exposure, but also meeting the right people and getting the right tips and kind of the right camps and all these sort of things in the off season. So there's a whole kind of other thing working here these days with technology and the amount of coaching that's available right now. So if you really want to be great and be, on top of your game and learning as much as you can, there's just a unlimited amount of opportunity to do that. And with the HESN YouTube channel, we are just scratching the surface. We've made some great connections in Manitoba with a similar type of company as Elite Performance Academy. There are tons of media outlets similar to HESN in the United States that are giving exposure to some of the top NCAA D1 recruits. And we've started to talk to these people, and we're coming up with some cool things in the future to continue to evolve as a recruiting organization and a business.
Now let's unpack that a bit. You talked a little bit about some generic things, but let's really dig into some of the specifics. So if you're an athlete and you're looking to get help or assistance or advice from HESN, talk about some of the products that we offer and talk about some of the things that we can do to help athletes. And if you have maybe a story or maybe an example that you can tell people about some of the different ways that we're trying to help athletes and some of the out of the box type of thinking things that we're doing, why don't you let people know some specifics about those things?
For sure. That's a great question. I mean, at the end of the day, drawing on my experience and Pat and Donnie's experience, we've tried to offer things that we know are going to help. And at the end of the day, whether you play football or basketball, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to have the people that are giving you the opportunity know a little bit more about you. So there are so many athletes that are going after the same scholarships or the same opportunities or the same tryouts. You have to find a way to differentiate yourself from the competition. So, I mean, one thing is definitely you need some good game film. So that's why we've been working so hard. That was kind of the first thing we attacked 6 years ago when we started with the NCAFA.TV faction of what we were doing. And it was all about making sure that we had quality HD game footage shot by people that know the sport, so that they're not getting faked out and that they're passionate about what they're filming because they probably were in the shoes of the kid that's playing in front of the lens at one time. So I mean, the main thing is that has to house somewhere. So what we've really worked hard at doing is creating a kick-ass website that can house your highlight video and to make sure that people are going to that site. Once again, YouTube really can't really improve on that platform. So one thing is we house it on YouTube, and that video will then go out to all of our subscribers, which are usually people that are around your area, and also people that know the right people. So so the profile is one thing. We set up a profile on HESN stats.co, which is actually our profile and ranking site, and you easily get to that through the main site, which is HESN.co. The other thing that we really thought that we wanted to add, and this is kind of the newest feature of being involved and a member of HESN, is the combines. We've partnered up with who we believe are the best trainers in this city for any sport, and they have invested in this testing equipment, which is top notch, OHL, CFL. And what that allows you to do is, if you run a combine with EPA as an athlete, that you're 5'1", or if you're hoping that it's probably better than that if you're a DB. But the truth is, it's going to be probably a little slower than maybe what you've been clocked at previously, because still, even in the CIS, Carleton University, Ottawa U, they use a hand time, and it's really it's not accurate enough these days. So there's a lot of variation on what you can be running comparative to a program down the 401. And what we're trying to do is make sure that if you're an athlete in Ottawa and you're really serious about competing with other people, maybe not just in Ottawa, but in Ontario and maybe even the United States, well, we want to be able to give you an accurate picture of what you're running athletically. So a 4.6 clocked at an elite football combine is going to be similar to a NCAA electronic testing combine at Syracuse University, so that if every DB is running under a 4.6 and you're a 5'2 as a DB, well, you got some work to do. So we want to create an accurate picture. We don't want to sugarcoat things or sell pipe dreams. A lot of kids say they want to get to the next level, but I think the gap that exists in those kids is they really don't know what kind of work it takes to get there, and what kind of opportunities they need to chase to be able to be in a position to even have a chance for that sort of stuff. And I think, that's really, at the end of the day, what we want to do is we want to find more opportunities for kids, and we also want to be more realistic with the opportunities that kids say they want to do. And a big part of that too is grade point average. I mean, I don't think you can listen to a coach talk to high schools anywhere in North America without the first thing them saying is it's all about marks. And you hear this speech again and again and again, and it's pretty cliche. But how do we get kids, we can say that to them, but how do we actually get them to realize that a little bit quicker? Because unfortunately, like you and I have seen, Tyler, a lot of times when kids come and say they want to do something at 17 or 18, it's just a little too late. And what we'd like to do is have some early identification and early education on what really is required to follow that path and put them in a great position to succeed. So another thing that your HESN profile will house is your grade point average, and it's not a requirement. I mean, I was always a terrible student, and I wonder if I'd want to put my 50 average up against a few other kids at my age in my sport. But the truth is, if you're not willing to put yourself out there and see how much work you have to do, then probably you're not going to get people trying to help you to do it. So what I say is even if you're not ready, go out there. What's the worst thing that can happen is if you take a rep unprepared, you're going to learn from your failures. So what we want to do is encourage kids to throw their GPA up on there so that when a recruiter actually comes and says, yeah, he's great, but what are his marks like? Well, boom, it's right there. It's certified from someone at HESN that they've looked at the official document and they put it up there. And at least they can kind of start to weed away the ones that haven't put their marks up there, that for, probably a good reason, and the ones that have all their
ducks lined up.
That's right. Good. That's what I was looking for. Ducks lined up. They're prepared. They're ready for the opportunity. So, I mean, these are the kind of things that we've really taken NCAFA TV to this whole new kind of thing. And, really, I feel like we're just constantly evolving. We're always getting better, and I'm excited to see what we come up with next.
And I think that's the key feature that you just mentioned, is the constantly evolving. Like every time over the past 6 years that we've come up with an idea, we've always seen what's the word I'm looking for? An unforeseen wall, an unforeseen hiccup would always come up.
Right.
And
right.
I think that with all the experience that we've garnered over the last 6 years and all the positive, all the people that have succeeded and all the people that haven't succeeded, we can really help families and kids and teachers and coaches understand and get the same message across to the kids, is that you need to have a profile, you need to have a solid highlight tape, you need to be willing to put yourself out there, your grades need to be lined up, and you need to be taking advice from the people that have your best interests in heart. And I think that with all of the things that HESN has put together, I think we sort of tick off all those boxes. We are pretty much we consider ourselves a one-stop shop for any athlete that wants to better themselves in life through sports. And I think that what we are... Yeah, and I think that what we're really putting forward is something that I don't think really exists as the full package. But again, we're just tooting our own horn, so you know what I mean? I'm sure lots of people say that, but what we're doing is really special, and I think that sort of the stuff that you guys have been working on this off season has been incredible. But I guess the big thing is now is it's really not the off season, right? Because as we just talked about before we jumped on this podcast, is The Cumberland Panthers and the Myers Riders are obviously competing in the OVFL. We have tons of great athletes from Ottawa putting themselves out there, competing against the best in Ontario. And NCAFA season's right around the corner. And the question I wanted to ask you was, with the evolution from NCAFA.tv, talk about some of the things that you did differently with OVFL this year with the presentation of the videos, and talk about some of the great things that you want to do with NCAFA this season.
For sure. I'm glad that you asked that stuff, because I feel like we had a huge win this summer. So I coached Bell Warriors Bantam last fall. That was my first year coaching with a team the whole year, and not just being a camp or something like that. And we had kind of we call him a DB. He's a DB, but he was really our MVP. We had him playing as a slot back. We had him as a safety, and he pretty much put him anywhere, and he would he'd wear his heart in his sleeve, and just be an unbelievable guy, like a warrior, all over the field. So he's moved up to midget, but he's a guy that was looking for an opportunity, and he stayed kind of in my ear all winter, asking me, "Hey, coach, if there's anything with HESN or whatever that I can do, let me know." And he got called up this summer, and we started working to see what kind of natural ability he had on a camera. And he had never worked a DSLR, digital single lens reflex camera before. And but the one thing is he'd played 3 years at Pike, so he was a 9-year NCAFA kid when he graduated Bantam. And the instincts that he developed over his career are evident when you watch him shoot a game. And that's exactly what you and I have realized, is that you can hire a Algonquin TV broadcasting student like Rogers TV does, or they don't hire them, but they get them to volunteer, and then they won't really have the essence of the game or the passion or even just the care of the athletes that are on the field, because they can't relate the way that somebody like Tyler Broman did. So Tyler Broman has been shooting lots of Cumberland games this summer. I think he's got a natural ability on the camera, and we've been able to give this guy a great job. So, I think that's a huge win, and that goes into our whole philosophy of what we're trying to do. Yes, we are trying to run a business and make a business successful, but we're trying to enhance the sports community in Ottawa, and we're trying to provide opportunities for either ex-athletes or current athletes, because I always believe that sport is it's amazing to compete and play, but it's also awesome to be around the game. And you can see how many coaches love to come back to the game that they played in and just be around the game, to find an opportunity to be around the game. That's all anyone ever wants once they're done playing. So why can't we have more of those opportunities? So, that's really kind of, I don't mean to get all philosophical on you, but at the end of the day, if the more members we have, the more people we can help, the more jobs we can create. That's pretty easy. That's how the economy works.
Yeah, and this is a sort of a call to action too. Anybody that's listening to this podcast, whether you're a parent or a coach or an athlete, if you have any interest in becoming part of the HESN team on the production side, if you want to learn how to use a camera, if you want to contribute to podcasts, if you want to be a sports broadcaster, if you want to do anything that involves becoming part of the production of sports, and you want to do it in your own community, we are here and we are ready to listen to people, and we want you to reach out, because the more people we have working with us, the more we can do for everybody. And that's sort of an off the cusp sort of call to action, but it's something we really mean. We want people to love what they're supporting, what they're involved in, whether it's their kids or their grandkids or their nieces or nephews or brothers or sisters. We have an opportunity to do something special, and the hard work that all of us at HESN have been putting forward the last 6 years, we have a framework and a foundation of something that's not going away anytime soon. And the more people we get, the more we can do. So don't be shy. Connect through social media, connect through email.
Tyler, it's a great Great point. And actually, I think the best thing we've actually done to kind of accommodate that is an internship program. We've got one for hockey and football right now. We can easily expand that to other sports as well. But there's definitely a football internship, and it's kind of creating your own hours, work as much or as little as you want. And we'll find something that you're interested in to contribute and provide you the guidance. And you'll be able to put that you worked for, a young media company on your resume, and it could lead to some other opportunities. So, and the corporate side, we have lots of clients that are always looking for young, ambitious people for jobs as well. So you're just, like I said at the start of the podcast, you're one connection away from meeting the right person that could change your life. So that's really, you asked me about a story actually earlier to tell a story. And I think a good example of that is a young man, Brad Cowan, who's actually training full time with Elite Performance Academy now. He's looking like a beast out there. And,
he is a beast.
He is a beast, and he's always been a beast, but he's just looking a lot bigger doing it now. And it goes to show you what professional level capacity training can do to somebody. But once again, that's somebody that got on as a member. We did their highlight. We found some really, really great skills that he had that weren't the flashiest plays always, but just a motor on this guy. And it was kind of pooling our resources together to say, where could be a good opportunity for this guy. And actually, Donnie, who is a Golden Hawks, Laurier Golden Hawks alumni, put him in touch with the right strength trainer over there. And that led to a great interview at the school and a visit. And if you talk to Brad, he said he knew right away just the vibe that they're putting out. He wanted to be wearing the purple. And, you and I looked at him and said, this guy is a Justin Phillips, who's a guy that went to Laurier, is kind of a gangly D lineman kind of tweener. And he came out of there with Vanier Cup and went on to get drafted, I think, in the first round by Calgary Stampeders, and then ended his career with Red Blacks. So it's just getting the right opportunity and having the right people. So that's really, I think, the value that we're adding is to try to connect you with the right person and guide you along the way.
And a guy like Brad Cowan, I sort of I feel like when we were doing our second year of NCAFA.tv and we decided to do an expanded 2-camera shoot of less games but a real more focus. When we had 2 cameras on the Bell Warriors before he got injured that year, I couldn't believe the natural ability in this kid. And then he unfortunately got injured, but we were able to reconnect with him in midget the following year. And when we did his highlight tape, and when you asked me to take a look at it, I still remember you said, "Ty, can you put this together? Take a look at these games." I told you, this guy is just a natural. And what he needs is he just needs a bit of training, a bit of coaching, and the sky's the limit. And like you said, you were able to connect with Donnie. Donnie was able to connect with his people at Laurier. And, the rest is history. And now he got good advice. He got great training. He got an amazing highlight video. And look where he is now. He has an opportunity to go play with Spinella down in Laurier, and Curly Gittens Jr.,
KG Jr.,
right? These are all our guys, right? Where you want to talk about. These are all guys that we have been supporting, and these are all guys that we that are from Ottawa, that are born and bred in NCAFA, born and bred through NCAFA.tv and HESN. It's the start of something special with this next generation of intercollegiate athletes that are going to be popping up all over the country.
For sure, well said. Yes, and talk about the right people seeing it. So one of the things that we're just started is expanding our football evaluators. We have a partnership with a lot of influential guys. If you go to the HESN Stats.co website, you can see them at the bottom there. We're only scratched the surface. We're going to be adding them. I think I'd like to get that number from, I think it's about 8 right now, up to about 50 in the next month or two. And what they're actually going to do is part of the package, and what's included in the All Access Football Pass is an evaluation where they'll not only have agreed to look at every highlight that comes their way, but also score it and give some constructive criticism. So can you imagine having basically some of the best coaches in Ontario, CIS and at the amateur level, basically look at you and give you some constructive criticism I mean, that's totally invaluable. They're going to give you an honest look, and they're not just your coach that you've been working with in NCAFA. I mean, these are other NCAFA coaches. These are CIS level coaches, and I think that constructive criticism of giving you some scores and some categories is a hard look at yourself. And I mean, at that point, just like any other point in life, you've got that decision that you can either get better or you can stay the same, or worse, get worse. So, I mean, that's a huge feature I think is just going to be great for the kids that are members of HESN.
Well, on that note, I think you've been generous enough with your time. I know you just got back from a football practice, and I know you got some work to do with House Edge Media and HESN. It's that time of night where you can get some things lined up and get started for your day tomorrow. So I want to thank you for coming on the HESN, the inaugural HESN podcast, number 1.
Episode 1, baby.
Episode 1. It was a great conversation. Obviously, this is something that Jesse and I have been hard at for the last 6 years. We're very proud of where we are, and we're only, like Jesse said, scratching the surface. We're really excited to be HESN. We're really excited to be the pulse of youth sports, and we really want to make sure that everybody knows about it. So where can they get more information about what we're doing, Jesse?
Hey, man, we're 10 subscribers away on YouTube from a major benchmark defined by YouTube itself, 500. So I think if we can get to 500, we should be able to get to 1,000. If you listen to this, or if you're any kind of player or a parent in the Ottawa area that your kids play football, please just subscribe. Also, we're at HESN Athletics on Twitter. Give us a follow, and we also we're on Instagram at HESN Athletics as well. So check out. We're always posting stuff.
That's awesome, Jesse. I want to, again, thank you for your time. I know you're a busy guy, but glad to have you on the inaugural episode of the HESN podcast. And we'll probably get you on in the next couple weeks once NCAFA gets started, and we'll be talking a little bit about some more specific stuff going on in the world of Ottawa football and in general Ottawa sports. And I think this is going to be an outstanding football season. It's going to be a great fall and winter. So thanks for your time, and we'll talk to you sooner than later.
Hey, thanks for bringing this back, Ty.
That was President and CEO of House Edge Sports Network, Jesse Card, talking to us about the amazing things that we've accomplished over the last 6 years. What we have right now, we have a full service offering for athletes to make themselves more visible and definitely make them have a better opportunity to become successful at the next level. We're really, really proud of what we have, and we're really, really proud of where we've come from. And I think that really comes through in the interview. And I want to thank Jesse for taking the time out of his evening and his busy schedule to sit down with us and do the podcast. But this is just the beginning. You know, this is really the beginning of the fall season. It's the end of the summer season. We're going to have some great podcasts coming through all the time, pretty much going forward now. The HESN podcast, like we mentioned, isn't just about football. It's going to be about basketball and hockey right away, starting about those two sports, as well as football, because we are working directly with some excellent people involved in those sports. We're going to have interviews with athletes, interview with coaches. We're going to have roundtable discussions. We're going to have AMAs. We're going to have Ask Us Anythings. We're going to have some unbelievable content coming for you guys. And all we ask is that you guys listen and that you guys share it. What we do is nothing without people that are consuming it. And we really feel that what we do is important. And we really feel what we do is high quality for what we have. And we think that the more people that see what we're doing and the more people that understand exactly what we're trying to achieve at the House Edge Sports Network, will find much more support, and we will really help these athletes take their game to the next level. And we really feel that with these podcasts, we can try to communicate some of the messages that might get lost in translation to some of the parents and some of the coaches and some of the players who maybe don't watch all the videos, or maybe don't get to talk to us at the football fields or the hockey arenas or the basketball courts. We're here to help the athletes. That's our number one focus. We want to make sure that we are a resource for these athletes, but we try to do it with style and flair. We try to do it with courtesy and honor, and we really want to try to represent ourselves the right way. We're really happy to be working with the people that we are working with, and really it's exciting to be back. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in to episode 1 of the HESN podcast. What we have coming up next in the next week or so is we're going to do a couple things. The first thing we're going to do is the next episode, we're probably going to do a little bit of a breakdown of what happened in the OVFL season. Obviously, we work closely with the Cumberland Panthers, but Myers Riders are an integral part of NCAFA, and they represent Ottawa very well in Ontario, and they are very successful in the OVFL. So we're going to be talking about the top 15 prospects from each organization. So that means top 15 from Cumberland, top 15 from Myers, and it's going to be the top 5 prospects at each age division, which gives us 15 per team. So it's going to be the top 30 prospects from the OVFL, from Myers and Cumberland respectively. And we're going to be talking about who those athletes are and some of the things that we really want to see for those athletes going forward. And basically when we call your name, it's going to be a challenge for you guys to contact HESN. Hopefully we can help you guys, if we're not already helping you guys, make a nice highlight tape, get that highlight tape in the hands of the right person, and really try to take your game to the next level and get the people that need to see it seeing it. We're also going to be speaking with Shane Ryan, who is one of our new employees working at HESN Sports Network. He's going to be at the Friday Night Tykes and Mosquito Madness, interviewing players and coaches. It's going to be great fun. It's always a good time when we do these Mosquito Madness and Friday Night Takes, sort of shed some light on some of the younger divisions and get some feedback from some of the coaches and some of the parents. And that's going to be another podcast that's going to be coming out next week. But before the end of the week, we're going to have our OVFL recap and our top 30 prospects in the OVFL coming out of Ottawa. And then we're going to have a great, more of a lighthearted podcast talking to some of the kids at Tyke and Mosquito about their hopes and dreams and maybe some of their goals for the season, some of the coaches and parents. And then after that, who knows what's going to be happening. We hope to get the president of NCAFA on, Steve Dean, to talk to us a little bit about some of the great things that they got going on and some of the challenges they're going to be facing going forward in the future. We're going to have Tony House, who has an amazing new endeavor that he's working on in the basketball world. Obviously, we're going to have tons of great hockey content with the fact that we work with the CCHL, and we're just excited to be back. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the HESN podcast. This episode was about football, but who knows what's going to be going on every week. It's going to be different. Stay tuned. I need you guys to subscribe on YouTube. Go to YouTube, go to the HESN page, subscribe, become a follower, Twitter, Facebook, all the common places, Instagram, you know where to go. Become a follower, become a supporter, tell your friends, tell your families, shout it from the tops of rooftops. And I want to thank you guys for joining us. I'm Tyler McLaren. Peace.
Welcome to the House Edge Sports Network, the pulse of youth sports.